Students, today we are going to start chapter number 12, Chemical Equilibrium. Let's start with the introduction part. Actually, what is chemical equilibrium? So, chemical equilibrium is nothing but a concept in which rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse reaction or backward reaction. Means rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of backward reaction. There are different type of reaction. If all the reactant means in the reaction all the substance which is involved in the reaction, substance involved means reactant and product. Means in a chemical reaction when one or more substance are there are called reactant, which undergo chemical reaction and they produce new substance and it is called product of the reaction. So student, reactants undergo chemical reaction and they produce new substance and it is called product. And the substance means reactant and product which are involved in the reaction, if they exist in a single phase, it means that the reaction is homogeneous reaction. What does it means? Means if the all the reactant and product are in the same phase, for example, all are in the gaseous phase, all are in the solid phase or all are in the liquid phase, so it is called homogeneous reaction. But if they are present in a different phase, means if the reactant or product, either reactant or either product, or from the reactant or product one of the component present in the liquid phase, another is present in the solid phase, means the substance involved in the reaction are present in a different phase is called heterogeneous chemical reaction. So what is homogeneous chemical reaction? All the substance involved in the reaction are in single phase. What is heterogeneous chemical reaction? All the substance involved in the reaction are in different phase. Now, next term is reversible reaction. Actually, what is reversible reaction? As you have seen on the screen, there is a double arrow, means most of the chemical reactions are reversible. Means the reactant are not completely converted into the product and hence they do not undergo completion. Means reversible reaction do not go to completion. The reversible reaction take place in both the direction. As you have seen, this double arrow show that reactant converted into product and product again converted into the reactant. Means in reversible reaction proceed in the both the direction. Clear all of you? Therefore, reaction does not go to the completion in any one of the direction, and that can simultaneously occur in forward and reverse or backward reaction. As the reversible reaction proceeds in both the direction, that's why it is shown by the double arrow. One pointing from reactant to product and another pointing from product to reactant, means indicate reverse reaction. I hope you understand. Upper arrow indicate forward reaction and lower arrow indicate backward or reverse reaction. For reversible reaction, the use whenever you use the term reactant and product, it is little bit confused, because for the forward reaction, here the reactant is A plus B and product is C plus D. But in reverse or in backward direction, the reactant is C plus D and product A plus B. Means right hand side in forward reaction, right hand side reactant, left hand side product. In backward or reverse reaction, in forward reaction, right hand side product and left hand side reactant, and in backward, right hand side reactant and left hand side product. The example of this reversible reaction is when hydrogen gas react with iodine gas and form hydrogen iodide. It is the most common example for the reversible reaction. The next is irreversible reaction. What is the irreversible reaction? As you have seen on your screen, there is a single arrow. What does it mean actually? A few chemical reaction which is occur in one direction means only from reactant to product. So this reaction are termed as irreversible reaction. And always remember student, irreversible chemical reaction proceed nearly to completion because it is in one direction and it go to the formation of product. The balance equation of the reaction is shown by the single arrow, means reactant is completely converted into the product. Most common example for the irreversible reaction is carbon solid plus oxygen gas give carbon dioxide gas. Now see student, in the example of reversible reaction, all the substance involved in the reaction in the gaseous phase, means it is a homogeneous reaction. But in irreversible reaction, the substance involved in the reaction, they are in the different phase. See here, oxygen gas, carbon dioxide gas, but carbon in the solid phase, means different phases are there. That's why it is a heterogeneous reaction. So student, one is homogeneous reaction, another heterogeneous reaction, then reversible reaction, then irreversible reaction. One more type is there, exothermic reaction. So students, whenever heat evolves in the reaction, it is known as exothermic reaction. And whenever heat is absorbed in the reaction, it is known as endothermic reaction. In exothermic reaction, heat evolves during the reaction, and in exothermic reaction, heat evolve in the reaction, and in endothermic reaction, heat absorbed during the reaction. I hope you understand all the type of the reaction. Now, the next topic in this reaction, means for understanding the reaction, the next topic we can take example of calcium carbonate. Just see the reaction of calcium carbonate. Here there are two reactions of calcium carbonate. One is irreversible reaction which is in an open container, and another is reversible reaction which is in a closed container. So students, consider when you decompose calcium carbonate in an open container, when you are taking an open container and decomposition occur in that open container. So what happen actually? At that time, decomposition of calcium carbonate occur and carbon dioxide can escape away, and we does not get calcium carbonate back. Calcium carbonate, so it is known as reversible reaction. I hope you understand. In open container, decomposition of calcium carbonate occurring in open system or in an open container, at that time decomposition of calcium carbonate occur and carbon dioxide gases escape away, and we cannot get the calcium carbonate again. But in a closed container, we can get the calcium carbonate again. So it is the most common example for understanding the reversible and irreversible concept. The next topic in this, equilibrium in physical process. Student, always remember, if there is a physical process or either there is a chemical process, the requirement for the establishment of physical or chemical process is that the physical and chemical process must be reversible. If you want that there is a equilibrium in physical process or there is a equilibrium in chemical process, so what is the requirement actually? The requirement is there should be a reversible process. And the first example in this we are taking here liquid vapor equilibrium. As you have seen in the reaction H2O liquid which is converted into H2O vapor. Just see the flask initially and later. So what happened at the starting? There is no evaporation. Means when liquid evaporate in a container. So what happened at the starting? Initially, practically there is no vapor in the vessels. As you have seen in the container, there is no vapor. Means evaporation does not start here. But whenever there is a evaporation, so liquid evaporate in a closed container and liquid vapor escape away from the water surface or liquid surface into the vapor surface. But they come back, means they condense. Why? Because the container is closed. So first liquid vapor evaporate from the liquid surface to the vapor phase. Then again they condense back into the liquid state because the container is closed. At the beginning, more and more liquid change into a vapor. Means rate of evaporation is high. And very little vapor condenses into the liquid. Means what? Means rate of condensation is low. So at the starting, rate of evaporation is high, means liquid change into a vapor very fast, and condensation is low, means vapor does not change quickly into the liquid. What does it mean? It means rate of evaporation is high and rate of condensation is low. But student, after some time, more and more vapor is formed, and then what happened when the quantity of vapor is high? Then what happened? Rate of evaporation is down, goes down, and rate of condensation is more. So student, at the starting, as you have seen, there is no vapor, but later vaporization takes place. But at the starting, rate of vaporization is high and rate of condensation is low. But after some time, whenever more and more vapors are formed, rate of condensation is high and rate of evaporation is low. Eventually, the time at the instant time, two rates become equal. Means rate of evaporation and rate of condensation both are become equal. Both the rates, two rates become equal, and this give rise to the constant vapor pressure. Whenever rate of evaporation is equal to the rate of condensation, this state is nothing but known as equilibrium state. And at equilibrium state, we get constant vapor pressure. I hope you understand. Means at equilibrium, pressure exerted by the gaseous water molecule at a given temperature, whenever the temperature is constant, so at that time the vapor pressure is known as saturated vapor pressure or aqueous tension or equilibrium vapor pressure. So student, whenever the rate of 2 become equal, means rate of condensation become equal to the rate of evaporation, at that time we get constant vapor pressure, and this state is nothing but a equilibrium state. Whenever we get constant vapor pressure, this vapor pressure is nothing but known as equilibrium vapor pressure of water, and another name of this is saturated vapor pressure, and third name is of this is aqueous tension. Now the next is solid liquid equilibrium. The example for solid liquid equilibrium you can see in your day-to-day life, means the mixture of ice and water and maintain it in a insulated thermal flask at 273 Kelvin. So it is a common example of solid liquid equilibrium, means ice and water both are at constant temperature. So they remain at constant temperature. Ice and water both are, they can remain in a constant temperature or at a constant temperature, and you can maintain the temperature to 73 Kelvin in a thermos flask. So it is nothing but the solid liquid equilibrium. The next is solid vapor equilibrium. Solid vapor means solid is directly changed into a vapor. So the process is known as sublimation. The process is known as sublimation. Whenever, student always remember, first solid change into a liquid and then gas. But here solid is directly changed into a gas. It means that the process is sublimation. Here you can take a very common example of iodine. You just take a iodine crystal. Always remember, iodine is a volatile component. Iodine crystal is a volatile component. So whenever you take iodine crystal in a closed vessel, and then observe the color intensity of this iodine crystal. Means whenever you put the iodine crystal in a closed vessel, after some time, whole the vessel get filled up with the violet color vapor. Means intensity of violet color vapor becomes stable after certain time. Means what happen actually, solid iodine and iodine vapor in a closed vessels, both are in the closed vessel. Student, first we are taking up iodine crystal but in a closed vessels, but after some time what we observed in the vessel, closed vessel, we observed that whole the vessels get filled up with the violet color vapor, and after some time the intensity of violet color becomes stable. It means that solid iodine sublimed to give iodine vapor, and then iodine vapor again condenses to form solid iodine. And the stable intensity of the color, what it does indicate? It indicates that a state of equilibrium between solid and vapor iodine. Stable intensity of color shows that the equilibrium between solid and vapor iodine. And you can see the reaction. The next is equilibrium in chemical process. Student, always remember, chemical equilibrium is defined as the state of chemical reaction at which the rate of forward reaction and rate of reverse reaction both are equal, and the concentration of reactant and product reach constant value. Always remember, student, what is chemical equilibrium? Chemical equilibrium means rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse reaction, and the concentration of reactant and product reach constant value. At chemical equilibrium, the mixture of reactant and product is called equilibrium mixture, and the constant concentration of reactant and product are referred as equilibrium concentration. Now, observe this chemical equilibrium or equilibrium in chemical process. You can say that when there is no change in concentration of reactant and product, means what? The concentration of reactant and product are constant. So we can say that the rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse reaction. Now, here we are taking an example of dinitrogen tetraoxide change into the NO2 nitrogen dioxide. First, N2O4 dinitrogen tetraoxide is a colorless and NO2 is a reddish brown color. Now actually what happened, at the starting the color become lighter. What does it mean? There is a NO2 in a mixture. Now we are taking N2O4 and form NO2. It is a reversible reaction as you have seen on your screen. In this reaction, reactant combine to form product and product again combine to form a basic reactant. Whenever forward reaction occur means as soon as forward reaction produces any N2O4, the reverse reaction begin and N2O4 start dissociating back to NO2. Means N2O4 change into NO2 and NO2 change into N2O4. Because the rate of formation of N2O4 is equal to the rate of formation of NO2, as you have seen in this diagram. In this diagram, N2O4 conversion to NO2, and it is the reversible reaction, and we can see the color changes. Whenever N2O4 change into NO2, so we can understand by reddish brown color, and whenever NO2 change into N2O4, so we can understand by lighter color. So it is a reversible reaction in which concentration of reactant and products are same, means rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. And this reaction we can understand by the graph. See this graph. It is a graph for forward and reverse reaction rate versus for the conversion of NO2 to N2O4. And another is the graph which change in reaction rate during the reversible reaction during developing a chemical equilibrium. These two graphs shows that how forward rate means whenever there is a upper curve, it show the forward rate, means the curve which is in the red, and whenever there is a reverse reaction, it show lower curve in blue, means this blue line show the reverse reaction and this red line show the forward reaction. The next topic of this chapter is rate of chemical reaction. Student, always remember, if reactant undergo consumption, it form product. Consumption of reactant take place and formation of product take place. What does it means actually? It means that if you want to find out the rate of reaction, so the concentration of reactant is decreases and concentration of product is increases. It is known as rate of chemical reaction. See here, minus sign indicate that concentration of reactant decreases in the given time interval, and here no sign is there, means positive sign is there, means concentration of product increases in a given time interval. This D or this bracket, square bracket, show concentration, D concentration of reactant or D concentration of product. It means that D concentration of reactant, as I explain you, concentration of reactant is decreases, but D concentration of reactant means decrease in a very small value, and D concentration of product increases means increases in a very small value with a small time interval dt. So student, the meaning of this formula is rate of chemical reaction is equal to concentration of reactant decreases small decrease in concentration of reactant during the small time interval is equal to a small increase in concentration of product during the small time interval dt. So these all are the introduction about the chemical equilibrium. In the next lecture, we solve different equation for the chemical equilibrium. We will solve different equation for the chemical equilibrium. I hope you understand. Thank you so much.